Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Frank. Welcome back to the channel. How are y'all doing? It's been a few days. Yeah, so finally on my vacation. And Friday, we got a little busy. Started doing some stuff that I didn't want to do. Kind of went to Home Depot for a little bit. So I was like, really, I'm surprised. I thought I'd be slacking off, but then no, I didn't. It was actually good. I felt good getting some of the things done. I still got a whole bunch more to do, but so what I wanted to do, I kind of got all done on Friday and then some. So I just kept going until. So one of the things today is Saturday, so you guys, I'll just let it go for today. But today, I don't want to say took it easy, but I woke up, had my coffee. I'm just like, yeah, no rush. I'm gonna be meeting a friend of mine for dinner. I think. We'll see. He can be a little flaky, but anyway, we'll see. So there was, ended up checking up this coin show that was near me. It was actually just north of me, maybe about 15-ish minutes, not too far away. And most of the coin shows that I've gone to are like on Sundays, so it's kind of cool to have one on a Saturday. There's a Pew Pew show not too far from me either tomorrow on Sunday. I'm thinking about checking that out. I haven't gone to one in a while. It looks like one of the old malls I used to go to. They turned it into, it's in Oakland County, so they turned it into an expo. If you guys know where Waterford's at, oh, there you go. Hey, whatever. You kind of know where I live, I guess. Um, but I guess they have one almost every month. I looked at the event calendar. So we'll get into kind of what I did today. I might as well let's get into it today. So yeah, I wasn't 100% sure what I'd find there. I kind of wasn't. Lately, when I've been going to them, I don't have, especially the one that I did, this Clarkston one, the big one, which seems to be every year, and I missed out last time because I was like off by a week. I thought it was going to be during the Black Friday week, but it was the week prior, and I was like, oh jeez, because I typically can find a lot there. And they're actually there's a couple people that have gone to there, a couple of the dealers, and they're actually pretty competitive compared to SD Bullion. So when I go to the Clarkson one, it's like more collector coin, right? Do I collect coins? Yes. Do I like collecting coins? Yes. But Frank's thinking, especially from the coin perspective, because I'm not the biggest numismatic. There we go. Yeah, guys, I struggle with English, and I used to stutter. We'll get into that another time. So, but I'm trying to buy. I'm trying to just build more assets, right? I don't, probably like you guys, right? I'm trying to do wise with my money, right? I'm just, and can I make a budget for? And I used to. I used to have a certain amount that I, invested in, invested gold and silver, saved just for cash, right? And then I had a little bit for. Now I'm just kind of like, eh. But I'm thinking like a little more long term because a lot of if you go to these coin shows, especially the collector side, like I'm like one of the youngest people there, and I'm 51, and I've been going to these things for I don't know 20 years. So it's just a lot of these people they're almost 70 or higher. So Gen X is smaller than the baby boomers, right? So I'm kind of like, hey, when I don't want to say be opportunistic, and I know it's trying to find a good time to buy these collector coins might be kind of difficult at best. But I'm thinking, a lot of these people are dying off. As sad as that sounds, right? But the younger generations don't care about coins. I mean, there's going to be like high end, high value people that will, right? But I'm thinking, man, why don't I wait? Some of these people might be, they die off, right? And then they get into a estate sale. Now, I will say any established coin dealers that have deep pockets will probably already have this plan under. But so that's what I'm thinking, right? So there might be onesie twosie coins then I might pick up that I actually like. But there's, oh, yeah, I got this book here. It's kind of old. I think the 2025 one was so these come out every April or something like that. But even though this says 2024, this book came out in 2023. So the 2025 one was last April. So this coming April will be the 2026 book. But anyway, this is the red book. There's a red and a blue book. Red is like kind of like a guide to what the dealers are like selling them for. So this is good if you're a buyer of coins. And then I put the blue one up, but there's a blue book one. And I think that's kind of like how every secondhand market was. I think like on cars, like the Kelly Blue Book, right? So there's a blue book one with kind of the same coins in, but that's like what the dealers are, kind of buying at. And again, it's a guide, right? And it's kind of like, we'll call it a national average, right? So you could have a local market that a certain coin's just, high, super high or super low compared to the guide, right? But, it's at least something to get with. But, yeah, I mean, there's some of these old silver coins. Like these ones right here. I don't know if I can kind of, like, these are absolutely beautiful. These seating model. I don't know if it comes in. I would love to buy those coins. Yeah, just some of these. I mean, I can't get them in this condition. I mean, can you see the prices on those? Like, is it coming in? Anyway, they're like, a couple hundred. In really bad shape, right? So, yeah, getting them in, like, even extra fine is going to cost some money, right? So, yeah, I've been always wanting to buy, especially these ones. I love these ones from the early to mid-19th century. I just, again, as a history person, I just love, these are great, but, oh my gosh, right? So every dollar I'm thinking, right? So yeah, when I get it rich, well, I don't know, maybe I will get rich. I don't know. I won't need a lot of money. But anyway, yeah, so I'm thinking if I want to buy these, right, hold off, right? Because I'm telling you, any Gen Z or anyone that's younger than 40, probably, they're like, right? They don't, cash ain't even being used, right? So, everyone uses their phone for everything, right? So, again, will it happen? I don't know. Who knows? But so anyway, I did buy some things because I'm just like, if there's here and that. So, didn't really have much of a game plan. I think I spent less than $250, $250. Actually, to be honest, I thought that was like a lot because I almost left after a while, and then I just kept going around, and then I kind of like really, because I always like take one walk around, even though I know. I probably would know like all the dealers and it's kind of a smaller show. So there's like maybe 20 dealers. I don't know, something like that. There's a couple of rows and it goes around. It's like an old VFW hall. I love going to those things. I don't think it's called VFW. I'm sorry, that's American Legion. I love a bunch of veterans, right? But a bunch of old guys sometimes. But yeah, there ain't many. Those places aren't getting frequented as they used to back like in the obviously 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, but so anyway, I just kind of went around, looked around, so I kept going, so I always go one round, and then sometimes I go 2 rounds, and I'm just like, see if there's anything around. I kind of look for, I don't want to say look for deals, right, but I'm kind of like, all right, I can get that online for the same price, right, so then why am I here, right? So I try to find some, I don't want to say unique pieces, or just, we'll call it a unique opportunity. So I did find some stuff. I thought I had a Cougaran from this year, and I did a quicker inventory because I put kind of my stuff on a file that I have, and I probably should do a little bit better of that. So I did find a Cougaran, a 2024 version. Man, this thing's double flipped, by the way. That's weird. Let's see. It's got a little, like, man. It doesn't look... Shiesel Pete's. It looks like, I think it's like not elk. Is that a gazelle? Oh, I can't... What the... Hang on, guys. This... It's like stuck in the flip. Like they sealed it. Like, see it? You see, like, dude's head's upside down. Anyway. Sorry. Yeah, so I got this like maybe $1 more than I could online. And there's a reason why I paid an extra dollar. I did buy a couple other coins from the same dealer. So overall, I got a better deal. So I normally don't buy Silver Eagles because these are high premium. So there was a 2022, that's a 2023 one. And I found a 2022 one. And he had them at 36. It's actually funny because the first guy, I guess he had a couple people at his place. And, oh, he took it off. So this one here, yeah, he took the... So this one had like 2 price tags on it. It had 36 and then like a 39. Right? And, here's this other one, 36. And I'm just like, well, that's weird, right? Because typically Silver Eagles are more than the other governmental silvers, right? So I'm like, well, which is it? This one guy's just like, well, yeah, are you interested in it? And I'm like, well, yeah, like... but what's the price? And and again, this wasn't the actual dealer guy, so I'm not sure why the heck. Sometimes these dealers have like 2 people, and I don't know. Sometimes they're family or whatnot. But this guy, after like not even talking to him for a couple of minutes, I knew this guy had no idea what coins were. He didn't even know he probably didn't know what I was going. But he just had this like pissy attitude. I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to buy something here, and I told him, I'm like, hey man. I say, hey man, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just like, which is it, right? I'm like, you got all these Silver Eagles. They're all 36. This one's got 2 price tags on it. I get it. Maybe this is old pricing, but I'm like, can you ask this guy, who? I'm like, these are your coin. He's like, it's so. Now I'm like, can you at least just say, hey, hold on, sir, right? Let me get the person that's it. Is it? Anyway, come to find out, he's like, oh yeah, I'll give you 36, and then I asked the actual dealer. I'm like, well, okay. Thank you for confirming that. And I'm like, I'm kind of curious why you have 36 on the other ones. I said, typically these are cheaper than the Eagles, right? So I kind of was just like, hey, can I get these $1 off? Or, typically these are, less. So he's like, no. And I'm like, all right, well then I'll buy all 3, right? Because I got these basically for about $2 less. So I wasn't looking to buy Eagles, but I was able to buy them less than going price. But then the one Krugerrand I got for $1 more, right? So technically I'm up $3. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? My overall cost would have been higher. Not that I actually made any money, right? And then I also got an older Kookaburra. Don't know if that comes in all right. Can it come in? So every year this pattern changes. And actually, interesting enough, this one here, it's actually thinner. So the actual diameter of the coin is bigger, which is odd because all the newer ones, and I didn't know that, so I learned something new, right? But yeah, so I got this one for 42, and this is a 2011. Is it record? I don't know what happened, guys. I kept talking. Not sure. So anyway, this Kookaburra, they changed the design. I got it for 42, but it's probably more like this is probably closer to $50. So again, it's 42 for government. Anyway, this is like borderline collector, right? So I'm kind of, I don't want to say, maybe I'm a chump for buying these. A couple bucks more. I don't plan on selling these anytime soon, so yeah, all right. Whatever. Again, that's kind of what. So anyway, that normally don't buy Eagles, but hey, whatever. Overall cost was cheaper. And then another dealer, and I tend not to buy these at all. I don't buy them from the mint. I think like onesie, twosie I bought from the mint. But typically, so anyway, these older commemorative, there's these silver proof ones. And I got, let's see here. I got 3 of them. So the first one is a 2012 Star Spangled Banner commemorative coin. It's actually a silver proof dollar. And I got it for 35. And I know it's not quite an ounce of silver, but at 35 bucks for commemorative, that's actually pretty good. Because I'm telling you, this might have been like $50 from the mint. So I looked in the book. It's like this particular one's like 45.50, right? So when I got the talking to the dealer, and it sounded like they were kind of trying to get rid of them. So if you don't know, a lot of dealers will buy collections, and then they know what they bought certain pieces for, or there's other pieces they buy them, but they're not really that's not their forte, or that's not what they, and then they kind of price them accordingly. They kind of like get rid of them, right? So they don't necessarily, so they do make money, but maybe not a lot. So they were trying to get rid of some of these commemoratives, but so I've been putting these on the radar because I thought these were kind of cool. So I was like, if I ever see them, if I can get a good price. So I mean, these would have cost me more if I would have bought them from the 12 years ago. Isn't that, look at that, isn't that? I mean, again, I'm a dork. I love the United States of America, okay? If you don't like it, then, maybe you can find another channel, right? Look at that. I mean, come on. I mean, the Star-Spangled Banner. If you guys don't, anyway, a little bit of history lesson. Star-Spangled Banner. Where did it come from? Right? Get bonus, right? Anyway, answer. War of 1812. Battle of Philadelphia. Yeah, look it up. Come on, guys. Yeah. So it's got part of the anthem in the back. So man, I'm telling you, so yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm an American. I bleed red, white, and blue. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and then what's nice is the older commemoratives had these old clamshells, and it's funny because you're like, oh, what's the big deal about it? Well, the U.S. Mint got so cheap, they started getting rid of these and just giving these like crappy boxes. So, got a clamshell, it's got a nice little box. Most importantly, it actually came with the COA. That's a certificate of authenticity, right? So you really want to make sure you have this. I mean, if you don't, well, okay, all right. But, it tells you the composition, right? It'll tell you. So all the commemoratives have that. Come on, camera. Can you just... Guys, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why. It just, it gets fixated on, like, something, and you'd think it would... Yeah, there we go. Oh, my gosh. Whatever. Anyway. I tried! But, yeah, it tells you how many grains. It's, like, 28, which I think is really close to an ounce. So it's either right there or just under it. So, again... You can't get Silver Eagles for $35 unless you buy a monster box. I want to do that one day, actually. So yeah, we got that. And again, like I said, if I would have bought it probably at the Mint, it would have cost more, 12 years ago. The next one is a 2011 U.S. Army. Yeah. This is the one that I saw. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get this one. This one was $35 as well. So same amount of weight, and this one was like the year prior, right? So it's got some. It's not the best one. There's another one with I think it's like U.S. Army Infantry. But yeah, man, we got a couple badass MFers on the front. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. Any of you veterans, you're all bad MFers, okay? Don't mess with a veteran, alright? Especially if he's old. He was a badass. He would have ripped you 5 new buttholes, okay? Shake these guys' hands, alright? Actually, to be honest, that was one thing. I walked in, the first guy that greeted me was an old guy, and he had a hat on, disabled veteran, man. I mean, this guy had a nice smile and everything. He gave me a card. I was like, thank you, sir. Thanks for your service and whatnot. He had a big old smile when I said that. So it goes a long way, I'm telling you. Yeah, and then there's the back of it. That's the American. That's the actual seal of the United States with the eagle, right? And it's got the palm trees and the arrows, right? That's peace. I call it peace and war, right? So anyway. We can debate about the 13 stars. Yeah, 13 colonies. There's another hidden meaning behind it, but yeah, the truth has to be revealed in its own time to you, right? You have to come to I can tell you all this stuff, guys, right? Crazy Frank, right? That's another thing. You can't give too much truth at one time, right? But anyway, yeah, sweet. And that actually goes into the next coin. All right, that's actually pretty cool, right? So, I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly which one really caught my eye the first, but the next one is the 2008 Bald Eagle commemorative coin program. And actually, what's ironic is that, or I don't say ironic, but these series actually had a clad uncirculated, clad proof one, and then a silver one. So these are technically the higher worth ones because they actually have silver in them. I wouldn't mind getting the other ones, and they typically had a different design. So anyway, 2008 Bald Eagle, and of course, right? Right? I mean, look at that. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, man. Again, a lot of cultures have the eagle. We have the bald eagle in particular. But this is why I got it, and I'm probably, again, history nerd. Call me whatever you. I don't care. Remember, we don't care what people think about us, right? They could be right, wrong, or somewhere in between, right? But it has a little more of a history lesson. So when the founding fathers were coming up with the seal of America, Benjamin Franklin actually he had a certain design that was actually created. And that's what's actually on the back of this. So, and I actually like this one. And it's funny that this wasn't the end result, right? The end result was that one coin that you saw, right? So it looks skinnier, right? Check it out. I like that. Isn't that cool? So this is actually, this was meant to be a phoenix. Look it up. I'm not lying. Look it up, all right? The phoenix represents, right, a rebirth through fire, right? So, okay. It looks like an eagle, right? It's funny that's on the back of the Bald Eagle program, right? But it really was an eagle. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So, yeah, look it up. Benjamin Franklin had the first, and then they just modified it right to the current one, right? The eagle went into the gym, and he's like, America, yeah, yeah, brother. The Hulk Hogan fans. Oh gosh, Michelle, remember? I'm a real American. Anyway. Look at I love that song. I hear it, and I dance around. I start going around, want to kick ass and take names. But anyway, anyway, so yeah, and then I was talking to one guy. I had my Trump hat on and everything like that. Like, yeah, that's another thing. And a whole bunch of people, they had their little pew pews, right here on the hip, right. My state, Michigan, it's open carry, so you get some weird looks when you go to the Kroger, wearing it. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. It's legal, but people are gonna flip out, right? Cops like, excuse me, sir, where you got a gun out of there? So, not that, whatever. Now the cat's out of the bag. So I have a concealed pistol license, so. I don't always carry, though. It can be kind of annoying depending upon where you go. That's another thing. Like, yeah, it's, or Michigan's actually open, right? So you don't even have to have this permit, right? But people, I'm telling you, like I said, you go into a store with that, people will flip out. I'm telling you, right? But, right, even if you're, depending upon where you're at, like you go to, court, someplace like that, you're not supposed to be carrying, right? So there's so many places you're not supposed to be. Now, if you get caught, right? So technically, you could have a CPL, you could be carrying, and if no one sees it, no one sees it, right? But yeah, if you just happen to be there and someone's like, hey, if the cop was there or something like that, and he just wants to check you and you got it on, yeah, you'll be lucky not to go to jail. You definitely get a big fine, and yeah, you do that once, and then, yeah, you get your name dinged, man. They take your gun away. They take you, and then you'll never get a CPL. Yeah, so don't mess around with this crap. But anyway, with that said, there was a dealer I was talking there. Anyway, I had the Trump hat on, right? And he it's like near close. I call it closing time, right? And he's just like he's like, hey, and I was like, what is it? I'm like, what is it? Like, okay. I thought he was just showing it to me. He didn't say anything. He was like, "Hey, that's a Trump coin." I'm like, "What?" And yeah, it's actually it's funny. Why is it copper? Right? I didn't even know they made copper ones. But anyway, you'll find these. It's actually 1 ounce of full copper, and it's not a precious metal or anything like that, right? Copper's an industrial metal, and actually, copper's a good indication of, I'll say, growth or your industry, in your country, because you use copper for like a lot of stuff, right? You need a bunch of copper for wires, right? So if you're, if you see a nice, slow, gradual uptick in copper, right? It's either, it's being used more, right? That means, oh, okay, it's being used in construction, for new houses, right? You gotta use all the, copper that's in your wires, right? Almost everything in your house is made out of copper wires. You use copper, a bunch of copper in cars, right? Like especially nowadays, a bunch of modules and electronics and gizmos and, But, I'm trying to remember when. 2010, there was like a niche about like, hey man, buy some, copper coins, blah, blah. Because you can't like, if you look in the commodity, you can buy contracts for, copper, but you can't, it's really hard to take delivery of this crap because you're buying it by the ton. Like 2,000 pounds of this crap, right? And I'm trying to remember where you got to go somewhere and pick it up, right? Like they don't give you no truck or anything like that, right? So anyway, yeah. But what was funny was like, let's say the copper's like, this is $3, but there's only like 50 cents worth of copper in it, right? So okay, so copper went up. Yeah, it still hasn't gone up to pay for the premium on it. But yeah, anyway, he just gave it to me for free. I was like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah. So we got to talking. And yeah, it was actually good. I kind of felt like I went to therapy. Because, hey, he was actually more, I'll say, because both we were talking. And we were like, oh my gosh, I said I was libertarian. He's like, oh my gosh, I was too. So yeah. He was like slightly older than me. I think it was like 58, 59. So he's an older Gen X, right? But yeah, he was a really good guy. He was probably one of the decentest guys there. So yeah, we just kind of like did a little bit of venting about like, the last couple of years and, but anyway, he started talking about like how the economy and all that type of jazz. So anyway, I talked way too long about my coins that I got, a little bit of history. Again, you get a video from Frank, and it's like, tangent. Yeah, I'm telling you, I could talk about one thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, how the hell did Frank go from, polka dots and rainbows to, the Federal Reserve, overnight to all of a sudden some history from the Middle Ages? Yeah, I know, I love it. That's anyway, ADHD much, right? Like, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't understand how I can be an engineer, but yeah. Anyway, but that's one thing too. The more research you do, and the more history, and the more like I call it I don't want to say what if, right? But you look at this, you look at that, and you're like, all right, you question certain things, right? And you're like, all right, this ain't 100% true, 100% false, and you kind of figure out from there. And then especially history, it's always like this, right? Because if you just go, oh, okay, they tell you this is why, right? And if you go, oh, okay, well, what happened the year before? And you keep going. You're like, no, that's not the cause. Like you just, and then all of a sudden it goes all the way. It goes all the way to some lady eating an apple and saying, hey man, hey husband, why don't you eat? And then you gotta ask God, hey God, why did you do this? Like, why did you make these people? And why did you make them so, like, bad? And then blame them for eating, oh, they're imperfect, but, they messed up. And now we're gonna, now you gotta go to hell because you messed up. Anyway, sorry. Sorry if you guys are like, I'm religious. Well, no, whatever. I call it spiritual, not religious. Not in a building. No. I don't like that guilt. Oh my gosh, you're not perfect, so you're going to hell. Okay, dude. I'll see you there. Anyway, so what? Oh gosh, it's a half hour. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like 10, 15 minutes talking about my coins. No, I had to tell you all. Anyway, oh yeah, that little guy. Yeah. So yesterday, I went to the it's not Kroger, what Bush's. So I was there, and there was like this new lady trying to a cashier, right? And all the other lanes were closed, right? And the self checkout, right? And I'm like, I got more than 5 things. I don't have a bunch, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And, there's only one, one person's getting checked out, and there's one person in front of me, right? So I'm like, all right, so it's like 15 minutes. I'm like, what is going on? Like there's one guy. I'm like, oh, whatever. Anyway, so like, as like, hey, sorry for taking so long. This little guy. Oh wait, wrong side. Yeah, I don't know. You guys like dragons? I think I told you guys I love dragons. So I ended up getting this guy for free. This little guy. Hey, what's up, guys? Dude, you're too close. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, some black dragon. His name is Grinwald. Do we see what it is? Yeah, you're like, get that stupid toy out of there. Yeah, it's my video. I'm a kid sometimes. All right. Yeah, they got like these are little Thai Beanie Boos. Remember the Beanie Babies? So they went away. Actually, they never really went away. And then they came back with these, and they got like these big eyes. That's why they call them Beanie Boos. But all the little kids, because of the eyes. Oh, they're so cute. Here we go again. Here we go again. So yeah, but they always have like a name, and then like a little poem on the inside, and then like a quote unquote birthday in there. But anyway, yeah. So we get this little guy for free. So, yeah, we really wanted to know a video about that. Yeah, we'll put that little guy right over there. Yeah, so channel updates. So, I'm not sure where we're going to go with this. So, I know I've been talking a little bit about my silver, been talking a little bit about Bitcoin. So, I don't want to say I'm changing the direction. I kind of wanted this to be more like, hey, things that... And I will add them into the video as I go, but I won't necessarily have topics to tell you like my experience or anything, unless you guys request it. Okay, you guys request it, for sure, man. All right, I'll be there. I'll tell Uncle Frankie. I'll tell you. He'll tell you everything you need to know, man. Come on, Frankie. You guys got any good Italian accents? I'm not Italian. Anyway. So, but no, I kind of was thinking, sort of like we'll say Greg Manarino. Yeah, I'm nowhere near that guy. Yeah, but he kind of does like a daily market update. And I think he does it. It's funny because after watching him for so many years, even though he does a market update, I think he's more entertaining. Like, but he's got some good stuff in there. But I mean, after a couple, after you watch him for like a month, I'm gonna tell you like he's good. Boils down, right? Inflation's gonna go through the roof, right? Hey, make sure you got enough cash, right? Buy inflation hedges. I mean, everything he says, good idea. But he has he kind of says, hey, this is what the market is. And he's like I don't want to say a day trader, right? He's in the markets, but he knows the markets are fake, right? So he's using it as his advantage. So, but yeah, and then you got Economic Ninja, right? He's got his little thing. He's, I don't want to say, pimping his classes or anything. I actually wouldn't mind doing his crypto whatever thing. I don't know how much it is or not, but I'm still a little, I don't want to say it's a scam, but in the same breath, it's like, all right, is it kind of like the market, right? Like it's looking for more suckers. It's like a pseudo pyramid. I don't know, right? If one of these governments actually use it, that's one thing, right? Trump says, hey, he wants to buy Bitcoin and use it as, I don't want to say reserve, right? He wants to use it to bolster the strength of the dollar, right? So, I mean, that's bullish, right? So, anyway, I kind of was like, take those two areas and kind of put them together, right? So, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing that going forward, right? Like a little bit of like, hey, here's the market, right? I'll kind of give you my little lowdown, like, hey, market's kind of crazy. Don't buy anything. Because I'm not like Greg. I'm not in and out of these markets on a, I don't do it on a daily basis. That I wish. I wish I could be like Greg, right? Don't have a job. He has enough assets where he has, he buys stocks, holds on to them, right? He finds when they're in decent value, not super low, not super high, and then he holds them on, then sells them. With when there's a good uptick, he just drops some of his, pulls some profit, right? And then when a pullback happens, he buys a little bit back, right? So he's always kind of doing that. He's coming in and out, in and out. I just don't have, I can't get rid of my job, right? I don't have that many assets quite yet, right? So, but yeah, we'll kind of go, and then I'll say, hey, what do I think, right? Because I kind of told you guys, like, hey, I have my silver I want to buy gold, but $2,700 gold, like, oh my, it's, I can't, I wish. It's like crypto. I could buy like a little bit of gold at a time, right? So if you buy gold here, it just, oh boy, right? But, and then buy a little crypto. And I kind of told you guys my plan. So I kind of have an automated plan there. So I'll say I'm set there. But yeah, so maybe going forward, I kind of just say, hey, this and that. And if you guys, I don't know, maybe I'll kind of just, you guys, there's all these videos on here. I'm trying to get a niche, right? I'm trying to expand the channel. I mean, I don't want to say I'm looking for like, hey, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, is anybody watching the videos? Is anyone getting any value out of it, right? How the hell, like, it seems like other people are like doing a worse job, and yet they got like 10,000 subs, and it's like they got a bunch of eyeballs looking at it. It's like, yeah, because I'm not making any money at this. And to be honest, I'm not exactly looking for a little bit of money. I just want to make sure I got people looking at my stuff. It's valuable information for you guys. Because I don't want to say it's hard to get on here. It's just hard to get on here, and I want to be consistent, but it's just like, guys, like, I mean, like, some of my videos only get, like, I'm telling you, I got, like, 13 subscribers, and when you get, like, 3 views, and, like, I normally, most of my videos, I actually watch back, so, and I watch the whole thing, okay, so, I kind of look at it, go, all right, this was kind of stupid here, and sometimes I just like seeing it, because I like, I'll laugh at myself when I see some stuff. I'm like, oh, that's funny as hell. Not funny, right? I'm just like, oh, yeah, all right, you're being a dork. But then again, some people are like, oh, yeah, he's such a dork, he's not even funny. But, yeah, it's just hard to kind of stay motivated, right? There's not much engagement. So, I don't know. Like I said, maybe you guys are, quiet type, and that's fine, right? But, again, I'm just trying to make sure that what I'm doing is just, like I said, it's just, again, this is, now it's, oh my gosh, it's almost 40 minutes long, right? I could be doing something else. I could be playing a video game, right? So I just want to make sure people are watching the video and it's actually worthwhile. So anyway, if you guys have, like I said, you guys put something down. You can say something. You can say something that, oh, well, he's going to not like it. Go ahead and put it down. I don't care. I mean, I had, in my first 2 videos, my 2 first videos, and I'm telling you, this is where the minority is the loudest, right? Had a whole bunch of views on it, so I know, like, a lot of people liked it, right? But the only people that commented were like, hey, I love my country enough not to, back fascism. I'm just like, thanks, dude. That's all I said. I was just like, hey, man, thanks. And like the first 2 videos, there's all these trolls, right? And it's always like the people that hate you that, comment. But yeah, hey, you got something like, hey, Frank, you just, they do say you want a longer video to keep eyeballs on. I guess apparently back in the day you wanted them shorter, but, because a lot of people they see like a couple minutes and they're out, right? But it looks like longer. I'm trying to remember what Angry Guy talks about it, where you want these like hour-long shows, but again, I think you have to have the audience and the engagement to stick it, right? And then you can put stupid ads in, and I don't have any ads because you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Did you know that? And then I think you have to have like a million views, or I'm just like, what? I'm not gonna get no million views at this rate. No, and like 1,000 subscribers, that would be great. I thought like you could just, You know, they'll put videos. No, they don't put anything in here for ads. So anyway, hey, that's cool. Hey, you guys don't have to do the little click thing. I swear, there's so many YouTubes where it's like, this is my pet. Now I'm turning into a rant. So yeah, anyway. So like, it'll be like 5 minutes. It's like you hit a video to play, right? And there's like 2 ads, right? So you finally hit the skip, right? And the video starts. And it's not even 10 seconds. And another stupid ad comes on, right? And then this one, and it's so funny, right? So, and then he gets into the video, and then he himself, you know, because he promotes his own stuff, right? Then he goes into his ad, and I'm like, what the hell? This whole video is all ads. It's like either ads for YouTube, right? Ads for, and I get it, right? People are trying to promote, but it's just like, geez, stop it. You know, and it's like finally like 1 minute of, and then YouTube, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's been, it's like a 30-minute thing, right? And it's like within the first 10 minutes, there's 5 ads, right? And there's like one in the, there's supposed to be like one in the beginning, one in the middle, one near the end, right? And that's like the worst case, right? But it was just like, I was like, man, I'm spending all this time. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't need no damn ads. I mean, that'd be cool, whether or not. But like I said, even if I didn't get any money from this thing, it'd be really cool if there's a bunch of people that are saying, hey, man, yeah, talk about this. I want to hear this, right? Stop talking about that. And again, I don't want to just focus on the loud minority, right? I want to make sure I'm providing value, right? You know, especially since I have a bunch of friends. You guys are my friends, okay? Right? So anyway, Frank's gone way too long. I hope this was at least somewhat funny. Hope you enjoyed the coins. I don't know when the next coin show is. The one in Clarkston is like I don't want to say every 6 months, but kind of that. There's probably another one in Royal Oak next week or the week after. I haven't really gone down to that one or not, but the real big one. So I think the real big one, there'll be another one in Troy, one in Warren. I'll let you guys know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't go to them all that often. And I'll let you know if I go to the Pew Pew thing. I'm on the fence on that. A buddy of mine says he wants to go, but he says only for like an hour. It's 10 minutes admission. I'm sorry, 10 minutes. It's $10 admission, right? So I don't want to just go there for an hour, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'll just go there by myself. I hate going to places by myself. I don't know what you guys are, but I go and it's like, all right, I don't want to go there for super long. So all right, it's $10. The good news is it's like there's like 600 vendors, right? So at least from that perspective, hey, there's a bunch of people there, right? But if you just pay $10 and you're just window shopping, what was that? It's in Waterford, so it's not too far away. I don't know. $10, get yourself out of the house, Frank. I don't know, right? Like I said, right? Like, Frank just can't spend money. I can't. Number one, I shouldn't, right? But even when I do, it's just like I can't. A $10 purchase, right? Oh, just take $10 and just light it on fire, Frank. It's $10. I know inflation is destroying, but right? But I worked hard for it, right? But anyway, hopefully you got a couple laughs out of it. Didn't mean for this video to get long. If you've been listening this far, if you listened this far, I'm trying to remember what Ninja does. He's like, put a 1 down there. Or just say like, okay, so it's 44. Put 44. Let's see all the 44s. All right. Sorry, I gotta laugh. Sometimes Ninja. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't want to say it feels cheap, right? It just seems like sometimes it's like the same regurgitation, and I'm just like, I can't believe people love hearing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and get nothing new out of it, right? So. I don't want to be that guy, but hey, if you want me to be that guy, I can keep saying the same thing, man. Save your money, right? And if you think you have money, save it again, right? Whatever your expenses are, cut it in half, right? You think that's hard? Cut it in half again, right? I'm telling you, you either do it preemptively, right? Frank always believes be proactive, right? Do it yourself, because you don't want life to kick you in the balls and then life forces you to do it, right? You're like, oh, or it's ripped. Like that. I've had things like that happen to me before, right? Like going through a divorce, right? Just shit ripped away from you, man. And you're just like, oh my God, you know, and you're like, oh, you thought that was bad? Like, rip? You know, oh yeah, you got a new butthole? Oh, while we're there, you know, we'll stick this up, and it comes out of your mouth. You know, sorry if that screws you up, but you know what I mean, right? You get impaled, and you're like, oh wait, no, now you're gonna be like Jesus Christ, right? We're gonna put you on this pole, right? You're gonna be on there for 3 days. Unfortunately for you, you won't be rolling that stone away, right? You won't be coming back in a new body and glowing, right? No, we're just human. Anyway, with that said, 45 minutes long. Supposed to be 20 minutes tops. Yeah, we did a good job. Anyway, see ya. Bye.